are continuing with our On the Road in South County series. We are here at Nome Keg in Stockbridge, and we have a visitor from real South County, Great Barrington. With us now is Beryl Jolly. She is Executive Director of the Mahaiwe Performing Arts Center right in the heart of Great Barrington. Thanks for coming in. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me.
2015, big year for the Mahaiwe. And this is so cool, the 10th and the 110th anniversary.
That's right. So the theater was built in 1905, and when we opened as a performing arts center year-round in May of 2005, that was the centennial celebration. We've now reached 10 years beyond that, so it's the 10th anniversary as a year-round performing arts center and 110 for the theater itself.
And some big plans for this year.
There's a lot going on. And what's fun is that in those 10 years, we've been able to experience and prove that year-round programming is really successful. There's an appetite for it. We've sold out events in all kinds of months and had a variety of programs in every season, and that's working. So we're really enjoying having the winter, the spring. Each season has its own flavor. And we're also taking a look back at the history of the community in this. In the year since 1905, we're inviting some community members to tell family stories and working on a theatrical program for that as well.
And I bet it's been an interesting trip in the last 10 years because I'm sure it wasn't easy to convince people that this old theater, and everybody thinks as the old theater in town, can have a new life and be a new kind of place.
And in the midst of that programming iteration too was the accomplishment of the restoration. So that really wrapped up in 2005, 2006. So now the theater's been restored to its glory. It's a beautiful, intimate space. Everything's working with modern amenities. And it is about experiencing not just the movies that had always been showing there, but really live programming, all sorts of talent in every month.
And the theater itself, really has a storied place in Great Barrington. It is a historic piece of the town.
That's right. It was a vaudeville house to begin with. It was a movie hall. So many people remember seeing their first movies there, date nights there, community graduations, and all sorts of experiences. And now to have live talent from around the world is a whole new chapter. And we're drawing people from Berkshire County, from South County, from Pittsfield, from around the area, the region, an hour away, and then from around the country. We're drawing visitors who are really enjoying a historic venue and the kind of talent that we're drawing as well.
Let's talk about some of the great, really modern 21st century things you're doing. You really have made the Mahaiwe into a multifaceted, multimedia center. Live performances right there on the boards.
Absolutely.
Live performances broadcasting from venues around the world. That's really an amazing possibility that any theater, anywhere in whatever small community, can be showing the greatest events now.
Exactly. And in terms of this bridge, we actually have a community member who remembers seeing silent movies at the Mahaiwe in the 1920s and is now seeing live in HD broadcasts from the Metropolitan Opera via satellite. So the world of technology and film has changed, and we've experienced, we've shared each of those kinds of iterations.
Let's talk about those Metropolitan Opera presentations, because it's not enough to just bring in the HD presentation. You quite often have an opera talk for an hour or two beforehand.
That's right. So Scott Irely has a real loyal fan base. He's such an astute and knowledgeable person, but he's so friendly and contemporary that whether you know a lot about opera or you're experiencing your first one, he makes everything very educational and a lot of fun at the same time. He comes 2 hours before every live broadcast. He's a Juilliard professor. He knows so much, but he's so entertaining. So we have Scott Irely before every live broadcast. The opera broadcasts between October through May every year, and they're extremely popular. So we've added second broadcasts for most of those as well, so that people who can't make the first one can come a different day.
And just to give people an idea of the tremendous breadth of what you do, just before Thanksgiving last year, 2014, you had a Berkshire legend, Arlo Guthrie. 4 of his children, I believe, came in.
And grandchildren on stage as well. It was a fantastic night, a whole family reunion, and that was before he brought that show to Carnegie Hall. So it was a really lovely Berkshire event, a very personal event, and a wonderful way to see that concert.
And right after Christmas, you had a jazz evening with two of the big names in contemporary jazz, the musician John Pizzarelli, the vocalist Jane Monheit, just 2 huge names.
It was a lovely evening, and to see the rapport between the 2 of them. So both of those events sold out, and they were very different from each other, and some people come to almost everything we do, and some people have their favorite kinds of niche events. So that's part of the thing as well. And in terms of those HD broadcasts, we have the Bolshoi Ballet bringing Swan Lake in high definition in a couple of weeks. We have the Treasure Island from London's National Theatre. So it is those international perspectives on the screen as well.
It really is amazing the audiences you appeal to. And as you say, many people come to everything because everything's interesting. And yet there is that possibility for all kinds of things across such a wide spectrum that you do.
It's a lot of fun, and it's also bringing the school kids in now that we can have field trips with live performance, or we show family movies, family experiences. So every age is a part of that whole diversity, which is a lot of fun.
And it's not just performance, if you will, but I know you have speakers, you have authors, David Sedaris, Fran Lebowitz, and it seems like an ideal venue in many ways for that kind of speaker's presentation.
That's right, because we're just under 700 seats in terms of the whole theater, but the orchestra level is 350, so whether it's intimate, whether it's packed, it feels great no matter where you're sitting, and the view and the connection to the artists are very personal. We've had such success with Scott Irely's talk that we're starting to do that with more of our live programming as well. So when we bring Ladysmith Black Mambazo on February 6th, we're going to do a local South African talk. The restaurant next door is going to do a South African dinner. So it's a value added. It's a whole evening. It's an event. We've just confirmed that Jeffrey Himes will be here to talk about Roseanne Cash in May, and he was the person who wrote the feature on her in Smithsonian Magazine. So again, more in-depth connections, and then the great performances themselves.
So the size of your theater, 700 is a good, to me, a nice medium-sized theater. It would seem to me that must work to your advantage with a lot of artists.
It does, and then it's just managing the price point so that we can get the talent that we like and make the ticket prices affordable. That's the fun part of the equation, but it has worked, and the artists really enjoy that as well.
Because I would think for an artist on stage, there's an intimacy factor they just aren't going to get in a lot of venues.
That's true, and the historic nature of it makes it a beautiful atmosphere both for the audience and for the performers.
Looking over your schedule of events, as we've said, you try so hard, it seems, to appeal to something for every age, every taste, every interest. That's really foremost in your thinking and scheduling, isn't it?
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. And responding, we get a lot of feedback. So we hear requests from people. We know what works, what doesn't work, and how each month or each season might be a little bit different in terms of what the community is looking for and how we can provide that.
Well, Beryl Jolly, Executive Director of the Mahaiwe Performing Arts Center in Great Barrington, happy 10th anniversary, happy 110th anniversary. Thanks for spending some time with us.
Thank you so much.